just you and me, bud. Always.
Well, congratulations. I'm actually a really big fan of the trilogy myself. Like, I've seen the last two. I've cried in the last two. You're probably going to make me cry again because I saw the clips. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can handle it.
You know, Dean and I both say if we don't make you cry, we failed at our job.
I know, I read that. I was like, why? Why are you going to make me cry, man? I'm a grown woman now.
You know, if you love and connect with the characters and we put them through some tough times, hopefully you'll cry, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of tough because I know this is a trilogy, but it's also based on like 12 books. Is it hard for you guys to kind of pick and choose what to plant in the movies?
You know, not too much. I mean, really, we use the books as sort of a foundational first step.
Okay.
But, I mean, I think in those books, you know, Toothless was a super small little dragon. So, you know, Dean's really plotted out the trilogy after Dragon 1. And, of course, we showed Cressida with her full blessing. But it's really, you know, now taking on sort of a life of its own, right?
You think you know what the ending is, but you don't. Because you think you can piece it together from all this, but I guarantee you, if you cried ever in these movies, you're going to be just weeping at the end of this. It's the most beautiful ending. Dean has delivered something that really just... I remember the first time we started working on the movie, we looked at the ending, and I said, all we have to do is earn this ending, and this movie will be so memorable.
I know it's really hard to pick your favorite, but like, is there a character from How to Train Your Dragon that you relate to the most? You can say Toothless, it's fine, I won't judge you.
I relate to the most. I think it's hard not to relate to Hiccup because he works so hard. You know, the lesson with Hiccup is a lesson for me in the movies, which is that if your intent is true and your heart's in the right place, you can build a bridge, you know, across almost anything. And that's that ambition I want. That's aspirational. It's the ambition I want for my kids, for kids everywhere. So that's probably the answer.
Now, is this really the end, or are we still going to get maybe cartoons?
I wanted to do a trilogy, and I would stick around for that. I wanted to give it a conclusive end so that it would feel like it had a sense of purpose and integrity, and I wanted it to be the end of Hiccup and Toothless's story. If they decide as they're looking through their years of development that they want to go back into the dragon world, I think it would be a different timeline and different characters, because we very conclusively take it to the end, just as inspired by Cressida Cowell when with her book series she wanted to you know, have a finite ending that reflected back on the opening lines of her first book, which was There Were Dragons When I Was a Boy.
I do have a fan question.
Okay. Have you read the How to Train Your Dragon books? I met Cressida Cowell in person. If so, what do you think of either? Yes, I know Cressida well.
Okay.
I met Cressida fairly early on during the making of How to Train Your Dragon. And we had been encouraged because the studio had for 2.5 years tried to do a very faithful adaptation of the books.
Yep.
And it really wasn't adding up because the world is big and the story felt a little small for the bosses at DreamWorks at the time. So Chris Sanders and I were brought onto the film and we were encouraged to depart from the book. We were a little nervous about meeting Cressida because we had changed so much. And it actually, as it turned out, she was really happy with what we did. She loved that it was a variation of the world she created. And she's an illustrator first and a writer second, as she describes it. So she just loved that we had our own artistic take on her world. So I've kept her close. She's been a great ally. And we're going to be seeing her again next week, actually. We're going to show her the finished film. And she's great. She's so enthusiastic, and she loves to cry as well in the right moments. So I'm hoping to make her cry. And I hope that she's proud of it.
Listen, I want to shake your hand. I
Thank
love
you.
the series. Congratulations. Enjoy the
you
rest
very
of the con if you can.
Appreciate it.